Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball.
This week, come out to the ballpark as the Ferry Hawks welcome in the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park for a homestand on June 10th. For a 5-game series as the Ferry Hawks welcome in the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars. Individual game tickets start at just $12.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
So here's what you had. Tisch spent 4 hours, before the city council defending the NYPD budget. She talked about all the success the NYPD is having, major drops in murders, shootings, robberies, and other crimes. But, according to Frank Morano, the amazing city councilman and former colleague here at WABC, the biggest story was not crime statistics. It was Tisch revealing that despite Mayor Mamdani spending $260 million on a new Office of Community Safety, the NYPD has not yet had any substantive, maybe not at all, no discussions about how it would work, while also announcing plans to hire hundreds of additional police officers, putting, I believe, Tisch, I should say, at odds again with the mayor's original campaign promises. So it does look like, despite Mamdani, the boss, he's the boss, right? He's Tisch's boss. Bottom line, he's her boss. It looks like, despite the fact that Mamdani is the boss, that Tisch is running the show. Here he is, City Councilman Frank Morano, the great one. Frank, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, Sid. It's great to be back. Thank you for having me, as always. I had the privilege of attending the Republican Jewish Coalition event that's run by your cousin Norm Coleman the other night. It was a great night, but it struck me because almost everybody in the room was talking about you, that you definitely are one of the most prominent Republican Jewish folks in New York City. And then Friday, there's the Talkers Conference, and it's out on Long Island. I don't know that you're going to make it there. I think you're at a different stage in your radio career these days. But everybody who's coming in from out of the country to be at that event is talking about you, Sid Rosenberg. And I was thinking there are so few people in radio or politics that could not even be in the room, and they're still dominating both conversations. And hats off to you. You know, I know what it takes to do a good radio show, especially for one for 4 hours. And, well, at least I know what it takes to do a radio show. I know the amount of work that goes into it. Yeah. And people should make no mistake that just because you make it sound effortless, you're putting in a ton of work. And it's amazing to me that you're at as many places as you are. So it's a real treat to be talking to you again.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I know that Heavy 100 list is, that was very nice, Frank, and you're a very talented guy, too. That list is coming out, I think, next week. I'm not going to be there on Friday. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Michael Harrison's upset with me. He said, I know you kind of went past us, you know, but I'm not doing that. I'm not treating Michael Harrison with any disrespect. I love him. I love that conference. In fact, I'm going to be on Joe Pag's big time radio show in Texas tomorrow. He's number 7 on that Heavy 100 list. He's going to be at Hofstra on Friday. And the funny thing about the RJC dinner is, as you mentioned, my first cousin Norm Coleman, who I love desperately, he runs that with my friend Matt Brooks. So they send out a bunch of flyers. Hey, after you march...
You're on the flyer, right?
I'm on the flyer. Right, I'm on the flyer. But not one person from the RJC called me, contacted me, asked me to speak, so I didn't go.
Yeah, I was shocked. I figured, you know, you had something else to do, or you had a long day because it was the parade, and that's why you were there.
I did. I mean, the Jerusalem Post, where I spoke yesterday, that was a big deal. They also mobbed me like I'm Trump. The people go nuts when I walk in. They had a gala Sunday, and I didn't go to that. I would have gone to the RJC. You were there, Bruce Blakeman, my cousin Norm, but no one contacted me. But nevertheless, I know it was a great night, and I'm glad you were there. Let's get though to the to this meeting yesterday. Now, are you part of one of these committees? What is your role in all this?
So yesterday there was. So this is the budget. We're negotiating the budget now, and I'm on the finance committee, and I'm proud that Staten Island has a spot on the finance committee, and I'm proud to be a Republican on the finance committee. And but so I'm there every day, and the finance committee is doing joint committee meetings with everybody. After I hang up with you, I'm heading into City Hall. We're doing a Finance Committee and Criminal Justice, which I'm also on. We're going to question the Correction Commissioner. But yesterday was a big, big day. It was a day that all the council members want a mug for the cameras. Even the co-chair of the Public Safety Committee, Oswald Felice, said we almost have enough city council members here to to have a full city council meeting. And it's true. A lot of people showed up. So any city council member can participate in these hearings. So the Finance Committee has to be there basically, and so does the Criminal Justice Committee, but any council member can go. And because Jessica Tisch was there and all the drama involving the police department and everything else, everybody made sure to show up. So the speaker, she could certainly participate, and when she's there, she always gets the opportunity to ask the first question. And, she did. And the headline in yesterday's hearing, and I thought your friend, Commissioner Tisch, and I'm a great admirer of hers as well, she did very well. She came in and made a very strong case that the NYPD is doing its job, that murders are down, shootings are down, robberies are down. And she announced something that I didn't think we'd be seeing in the Mamdani era, quite frankly, that the department is actually going to be hiring more officers, which is good news. But Speaker Menon, she did exactly what a speaker is supposed to do, especially one that's at odds with the current mayor, and she asked the tough oversight questions. And I think one of the most revealing moments was what you just played, when she pressed the commissioner about Mayor Mamdani's new $260 million Office of Community Safety. And the answer was, I think the only description for it is startling. There really hasn't been meaningful coordination yet between the NYPD and this brand new office.
You say meaningful coordination. As far as I heard, what about meaningful? Even not meaningful, there's been none. Zero.
So you got to ask yourself the question: if you're spending $250 million on a public safety initiative, you'd think the police department would know exactly how it fits into the picture. So this whole department, which Mamdani campaigned on, it's a disaster even before it gets started, to use a Sid Rosenberg favorite. The other issue is the numbers. And if there's one issue where maybe I thought there was one weakness in Commissioner Tisch's testimony, it was maybe this. The commissioner testified that hate crimes are down, but the NYPD's own CompStat website, which people can look up for themselves, shows that hate crimes are up more than 7% year to date. And Speaker Menon, I thought, was right to ask for clarification, because New Yorkers, we deserve one set of numbers, not different numbers depending on which reporting period you're looking at. So my takeaway was that Jessica Tisch is doing a solid job running the police department. Politically, putting on my commentator's hat, she did really the impossible yesterday, which she made herself and the department look good while making the mayor look bad, which many police commissioners have tried to do. Bratton tried to do it with Giuliani, was not successful. And this is the first time in modern history that I've seen a commissioner acquitting themselves and their department very well while making clear that their mayor is totally out to lunch. And I think the speaker is doing a solid job conducting oversight. And the person who didn't come out looking great yesterday was obviously Zohran Mamdani. The hearing raised real questions about whether City Hall has a coherent public safety strategy beyond just letting Jessica Tisch do her thing. And to me, the answer is that it doesn't. And you could tell that by the coverage today. You're seeing in the left-wing publications like Hellgate, they're killing Mamdani because they're allowing more police officers to be hired. The right-leaning publications and the so-called, unbiased publications like AM New York, they also don't paint a good picture of what Mamdani's doing with policing. So not a good day for Mayor Mamdani, but the fact that by and large shootings, et cetera, are down is a good day for New York.
No question about it. And, you get these moronic ex-cops who do lousy podcasts that nobody listens to. They're out there every day on Twitter saying Tisch is quitting, and she's not. I speak to Jessica a lot, spoke to her Sunday. I think I spoke to her yesterday, but definitely Sunday. She's not quitting anytime soon. But she is clearly not operating. I love this about her. from a place of intimidation. Go back to last week when the mayor stood up there and said, I'm not marching in Sunday's parade. I campaigned on that. I'm not going to do it. And then Jessica Tisch speaks right after the mayor. She could have just said, okay, he's not marching, but I am. But no. If you really listen carefully, I pointed this out on Friday. She said, he's not marching, but I am. And she threw in the word proudly. That word, as I said Friday, and people copied me, was sticking it up Mamdani's ass. So she stuck it up his ass about the parade on Sunday. She went at him yesterday about this $260 million office with no conversation. So don't tell me that Jessica Tisch is intimidated or scared when it comes to working with the mayor. It seems to me like these days she's got the upper hand.
Yeah, I mean, politically, I think she's in a very strong position because if she were to make the decision to leave, one, she still has every opportunity to run for mayor herself. She still got upwards of $1 billion, which is never a bad place to be. And, she takes away a crucial aspect of Mamdani's cover. Now, almost everything that Mamdani does, whether subtly or overtly, he does something against the Jewish people. And it's a great thing for him to be able to say, well, look, I have a Jewish police commissioner who's proudly wearing a Jewish star on her neck every single day. If she goes, that cover for him is gone. Also, all of the people, including in the podcast sphere, like you mentioned, who want to bury Mamdani on policing issues, he can't point to the fact that, look, I kept on, Jessica Tisch, a police commissioner for another administration. So, yeah, she's really in the driver's seat politically and in terms of public safety.